The name of the band, Olathia. And the name of that tune is called Hellbound, and you could see them perform next Saturday at the Beachland Ballroom.
Yes, sir.
So, anyway, good group of bands there that is going to come out and play for free.
Yeah, it's not going to suck, that's for sure.
Yeah, there seems to be like some very good talent out there.
Mm-hmm. Going to be good times.
Okay. All right. Last week, you and I placed a bet as to who would pass first, David Cassidy or Charles Manson. Well, Charles Manson beat David Cassidy to the punch, so I guess I owe you $5.
Nice! I win!
You win. So you took Charlie Manson plus 4 hours.
Right.
So, and Charlie Manson passed away about 2 days before David Cassidy.
So I won by 44 hours?
More or less, yeah.
Nice. You know what? I will actually let you keep your $5 since you plunked $15,000 down on your car today. Maybe you don't have that $5. So.
Well, here's a little interesting tidbit about Charles Manson.
Yeah.
He left his entire estate, whatever that is.
Could that possibly be?
And body to a prison pen pal.
Oh. Okay.
But there might be some value in this.
Yeah, I mean, if you cut him up.
Well, no.
People would buy that.
No.
No?
No. You'll find out where the value is.
Okay.
Charles Manson reportedly left his entire estate, including his remains, to a prison pen pal.
Okay.
The murderous cult leader, who died last week at age of 83, struck up a friendship with a male correspondent who wrote to him in the 1990s.
Did she used to be married to a fallen member of Steely Dan?
Well, this is a male.
Oh.
Did
he?
No. The man reportedly sent 50 unanswered letters to Manson at the California State Prison until he eventually received a reply.
Okay.
Manson then talked to him by way of telephone, and then the pen pal started visiting him in jail starting in 2002.
Wow.
According to a yellowing will dated February 14th of 2002,
okay,
Manson left all his belongings, including his clothes and money, to the pen pal. Manson also left to the man the rights to use his name and image and control of songs he had written.
All right, now we're talking.
Yeah, so therein lies where the value is.
Hello, is this Axel? Would you like to buy some songs?
Well, getting the rights to the name and his image.
Yeah.
I don't know how this guy could control that or reclaim that from, merchandisers who have obviously printed, Charles Manson stuff over the decades.
Sure.
But, if this guy is the legal rights holder to this, he could go out and sue everybody who has shit that has Manson's image.
Yeah. Or he could put out his own set of stuff, too.
True. And stop others from doing anything, releasing stuff or printing stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it would be a full-time job doing that.
Well, if it's lucrative, you hire people to do it.
True.
Look at Joe Cleon. He's making a living suing people for using his pictures.
Sure. The pen pal, not named, also had the right to claim Manson's body within 10 days of his death and told a news website that he intended to do so.
Of course he would. Why not?
If he does not claim the body, it will be cremated by the California prison system.
Now, wouldn't you claim the body, cremate it, and sell the ashes?
Yeah, you would think so.
Fuck yeah. I mean, how much do you think you could get for a flake of Charles Manson?
Well, can you legally sell crematory ashes?
not?
I don't know. I don't know if there's any rule against selling, dead.
Can you sell smoked cigarette ashes?
Well, you can, but that's not a person.
Okay.
I'm not saying you can't. I just don't know if there's any laws that would prevent you from doing that.
Well, let's take a look. If the FBI ever comes to my computer, can you sell cremated cremated ashes? There we go. God, sadly, that's already been a search. Rethinking laws permitting the sales of human remains. Is it legal to buy and sell human skulls? Let's see. Let's see. Huffington Post covered this. Etsy updated its prohibited items last week to ban the listing of human remains or body parts, including skulls, bones, articulated skeletons, bodily fluids, preserved tissues, and organs. Hair and teeth are still allowed to be sold on Etsy. So why not ashes?
Well, again, I don't know the answer. I'm just asking the question.
This is a long article that I'm not going to read. I got to think that you can sell it somewhere.
Well, again, I don't know.
I know you could probably sell it if you lived in China or some shit.
Sure.
Hell, you probably take the fucking body on the plane with you to China.
Right.
Let's see. Is it illegal to sell human ashes? My father is deceased. Oh, look, this is a legal question on lawguru.com. Is it illegal to sell human ashes to another person? My father is deceased. He donated his body to science. He requested to be cremated after Genesis science was done with his body. This is also part of a donation program, blah, 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 blah. Bottom line is, let's see. Now my stepbrother and stepmother are requesting $10,000 from each of my sisters to obtain our share of the deceased father's ashes. My stepbrother was not clear whether he wanted $10,000 from each of us or collectively from all three of us. Is it legal to sell human remains? Answer, this situation is certainly unique and interesting. We have never received a post quite like yours, but it definitely is food for legal thought in many aspects. We completely empathize with your situation and may be of assistance. Oh, they don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
The lawyers don't even know if this is legal.
Well, see, that's kind of where I was going. Because I don't know if you can legally sell human remains or human ashes.
Yeah. I think you might have to move the ashes out of the country.
Maybe.
Then you could sell them.
Right.
You'd sell them to China.
Mm-hmm.
Who would know? This is a quote-unquote used cigarette from Charles Manson, formerly known as his big toe.
Well, to continue here, according to the will, Manson chose specifically to disinherit his known and unknown children, former wives, all relatives, friends, and lawyers.
Okay.
The pen pal said he last spoke to Manson on the phone on October 21st. The will was typed but included some scrawled handwriting which appeared to match Manson's known style. It included the message, "I am not in the best spot to rest in peace."
Wow.
The will was said to have been witnessed by one of Manson's fellow inmates. Manson spent his last 45 years in jail after sending followers known as the Manson family to commit gruesome murders. In the summer of 1969, he directed his mostly young female followers to murder 7 people in what prosecutors said was part of a plan to incite a race war. Among the victims was actress Sharon Tate. A section of the will said Charles Manson, prisoner B33920, wished to have his body released to the custody of the pen pal, who was one and only executor of any services, viewings, funeral arrangements, or otherwise, in his judgment, of my wishes only. Manson also said that he was of sound mind at that time.
Is it legal to stuff a person?
I don't think so. I don't think you can have somebody stuff like a stuffed animal.
Because they have those exhibits where they fill all the blood with or all the veins with crystallized stuff.
Okay.
And then they have the bodies on display, actual bodies, but without skin.
Okay.
You've not seen that?
I have not.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. And it travels around the country. So you can see all these dead people.
Well, but that would be more of a scientific display though.
Well, they ship King Tut around.
Yeah, well, that's a little bit different. That's not like you could go have somebody stuffed and put in your house.
Can you stuff a human?
Taxidermy.
There's a search for that too.
Yeah, taxidermy. I don't think you could do that with a person for your personal use. I think under, for the use of science, you can do that.
Let's see. Is it legal? It's all right. These are just people responding. I want a real answer. Can you stuff a human? You Yahoo answers. Can you hire a taxidermist to stuff a relative that has passed away?
I don't think so.
While there are local laws prohibiting this many places, there is some way around this, since there is a museum exhibition called Bodies.
Well, but that's a museum, though.
Yeah, but if you had Charles Manson,
yeah, but
you could build a museum around that.
Yeah, you got to have some kind of a state designation or something.
Dude, wouldn't it be? Can't you think? I could think that if they got some knives that Charles Manson touched and some of his writings and shit, and put that all in little booths, and then you got to the end and you saw Charles Manson stuffed. That museum would make a shit ton of money.
Well, I think it would, but the thing is, again, you got to get the proper licensing or permits or whatever it takes to have something like that.
I got to think you could make that happen. That would make some coin. I'd go. Would you go?
Yeah, of course.
I would.
Yeah, but the thing is, again, you just the legal hoops you would have to run through to get to that point.
I don't know. I'm looking at this Bodies, the exhibition now, and that's touring all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
That show appeared in 82 places, and it lists all the cities: San Diego, San Jose, Puerto Rico, Providence, Portland, Pittsburgh, Phoenix, all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do they get around? Preservation of bodies. The bodies are prevented from decay by a means of rubberization process patented in the 70s by blah, blah, blah. And blah, 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 blah. This guy's sitting on a gold mine. This guy could probably make $1 million a year with a stuffed Charles Manson. That'd be great. And then have a tattoo artist that'll tattoo your forehead with swastikas and shit.
Right.
That'd be great, like temporary tattoos of
swastikas. Yeah, like a henna artist.
Yeah, maybe have some girls that'll fake stab dummies or something. You could put on a wig and pretend you're Charlie Manson, a wig and a fake, maybe for $25.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a fake tattoo on your face of the swastika, and then you could tell the women to fucking go stab Sharon Tate's baby, and they'll stab a dummy of Sharon Tate. How much would that be worth?
I don't know. I don't think you could get away with doing that without facing a lot of protest.
Protest schmotest. That would get a lot more people involved.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Now we're talking about some money. How much would people pay for that exhibit? To see it as a play, maybe. With Charles Manson stuffed up in the corner, just kind of overseeing the play.
Right.
Like Manson the musical. That'd be awesome.
Manson the musical.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd watch that. Now, if this whole thing that I'm talking about came to fruition, would you pay to see that?
I would.
I would pay for that. Or Manson on Ice or something. That'd be great.
Manson on Ice. The dancing Mansons.
That'd be great. Have some fun with it, for fuck's sake. He's gone, and so are all those other people. So.
Right.
And I mean, how many people are actually going to be butthurt about it? What, 10? I mean, how many people are still alive that knew those people?
Well, again, I don't know that it's so much the family, involved. It's just, how people just get all tweaked about that stuff.
Nah, just need me to run it. I won't give a shit. Go ahead, you're pissed? Good. Come watch the show anyway, you fags.
Well, they might need to raise some money if they're going to do something with Charles Manson, because apparently a GoFundMe was set up for burying Charles Manson, and GoFundMe pulled the plug.
Really?
Yeah.
They didn't want the Manson money, huh?
Apparently not. GoFundMe has shut down a fundraising effort to pay the funeral expense of notorious cult leader Charles Manson.
Oh, yeah, but they'll let him raise it for David Cassidy, won't they?
A friend of Manson's grandson, Jason Freeman, started the campaign, which had raised $979 before it was taken down.
Wow.
The fundraising page would have paid the legal, travel, and burial fees of Manson's body, currently held at the Kern County coroner. GoFundMe spokesman Nadia Galani confirmed to Newsweek that the page was removed and the money was refunded back to the donors.
Oh.
It's going to be a lot of money, Freeman said. There's a lot of people who want to contribute, and then there's a lot of people who want to protest. So there you go. They want to protest. Freeman only has until November 29th to prove his next of kin status and claim Manson's body, or officials will cremate the corpse.
You better get it done.
Freeman's friend, John Jones, reportedly created a page because Freeman had said he lost his job and needed extra help paying the expense.
Right.
We will not sit back and let them throw Mr. Manson away like trash. The campaign's site had previously said, according to Vibe, his whole life he lived with the pain of feeling unclaimed.
Aww.
We must not let this happen in death. Together we can help Jason bring his grandfather home.
Yeah.
And prove to the world that Charles was loved and will be claimed. He
was loved.
Freeman said it is his family's obligation to claim the body. Freeman is the son of Charles Manson Jr., who was the cult leader's only child with his first wife, Rosalie, who divorced him in 1958.
Wow.
The notorious killer later had 2 other sons.
Yeah, but wasn't he fucking all kinds of people, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had all the chicks in his cult. And
he fucked them and told them to kill these bitches.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Freeman's father changed his name to Jay White to distance himself from Manson's wicked legacy, but he later committed suicide.
Oops.
Charles Manson orchestrated the murders of 7 people, including pregnant actress Sharon Tate. Several of Manson's cult followers, who were known as the family, remain in prison. Freeman never got the chance to meet his grandfather before his death Sunday, after spending decades incarcerated for his role in the 69 murders. Freeman said he had tried to visit Manson in prison when his grandfather was suffering from gastrointestinal bleeding in January, but Manson declined. Most people in the world wouldn't understand, he said. We all look at anybody and everybody who kills as a killer, but all I have is my love.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
His love. And that's why I'm stuffing him and putting him on ice.
So there you are.
Well, that's quite the story.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that, Phil. That's funny. You see that?
Yeah, I'm not Chris Holmes' dad. Wow. That's pretty funny, though.
That's pretty good.
That is real good. So that is the fate of Charles Manson.
Well, keep us posted on that one. I want to know if dude gets the body.
Yeah. So it's either his grandson will get it, but according to Manson's own writings, that he distanced himself or disowned or had nothing to do with any family, sons, wives, anybody, except for this pen pal guy.
You don't think that there's a company out there that might pay whatever rights are needed for the stuffing of Charles Manson like in exchange for the brain, so that they could study his brain.
You are really fixated on this stuffing of Charles Manson.
I am. I think it would be awesome. I mean, he's dead. It ain't like he's going to fucking come back to life and do something.
Well, I understand, but just society in general isn't going to allow that.
Why?
Just some people just have a bent about that kind of shit.
But there's a big audience for, dude, if you go to YouTube and type in serial killers, you will find 6 million documentaries on serial killers. There is clearly an audience for serial killer
Well,
stuff.
I don't think anybody is denying there's an audience.
So why can't they have the ultimate gift? Charles Manson on ice tickets. I'm for it. I would be for that in a minute. In fact, let's stuff all the serial killers. You know, like get some hospital involved to like study all their brains when they die, but have them like lined up almost like, you know, one of those space movies where they freeze the bodies and then they defrost them.
Right.
You know, just can you imagine? Okay, we're going to go down the BTK wing now, you know, and go in there and see like a wing that has all like the crime stats on his thing and maybe the typewriter and shit like that. And then you walk in there and you go around the corner and behind the corner's, you know, Dennis Rader stuffed. That would be awesome.
Yeah, there he is.
You know, with each death, it'd be like an induction into a Hall of Fame.
Sure.
You know, you could just have the serial killer Hall of Fame.
Right.
And just build on new wings with each one that dies. Just think of what we could have done with Dahmer. You could have dedicated a whole building to the Dahmer Museum.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. This could be good. The CMS Museum would have to be in Lima. Funny, Nathan.
Chris and Neely after they die.
I'm liking this. I think we're onto something here.
Yeah.
The Serial Killer Museum. That'd be great. And it would do... The protests would last for about 2 months. And about once a year, you'd have some fucking idiot that would, you know, come and try and smash the cases.
Yeah, they'd vandalize the place.
Yeah, but it would end up being like abortion clinics. You know, in the end, the protesters don't fucking matter. And you'd make a shit ton of money. You'd be a little bit creepy if you were like the guy that goes out and buys the bodies of the dead serial killers. Can you imagine being like in a bidding war for fucking Ted Bundy or something?
Yeah.
That could be something a little gruesome, but I love it. See, look, there's the Criminal Hall of Fame.
Yeah, look at that already.
Look at that. If they can have the Criminal Hall of Fame, why can't we have the fucking Serial Killer Hall of Fame?
Well, you probably could, but I don't think the Criminal Hall of Fame actually has stuffed criminals in there.
Yeah, because they're not trying very hard. Let's see if there's a Serial Killer Hall of Fame. There most certainly is. Oh, they just call it the Criminals Hall of Fame, and I guess serial killers are in there. Well, that's no good. I want a Serial Killer Hall of Fame, goddammit. All right, well, there we go.
All right. Well, on a lighter note, another notable who passed away, obviously, was David Cassidy.
Let's have the Dead Singers Hall of Fame. David Cassidy on ice.
Actress Katie Cassidy, daughter of the late David Cassidy, spoke out about her father's death in an emotional tweet on Friday.
Okay.
In her note, Cassidy shed light on her father's final moments and revealed the heartbreaking last words.
I'm hungry.
Words can't express the solace of our family received from all the love and support during this trying time, said Cassidy, who starred on CW's superhero series Arrow. Are you familiar with it?
I know of the show Arrow, sure.
Okay. My father's last words were, so much wasted time.
So much wasted time?
That was his final words.
Including that fucking breath he used for that. What a terrible last word.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm a failure. Out.
Yeah. This will be a daily reminder for me to share my gratitude with those I love, as never waste another minute. David Cassidy, a teen idol of the 1970s, died in Florida on Tuesday, days after being hospitalized and experiencing organ failure. He was 67.
Mm-hmm.
Cassidy's starring role as Keith Partridge in the hit show The Partridge Family launched his 50-year career in music and entertainment. His singing and stage presence put them in the spotlight as the teen heartthrob throughout the 1970s and 1980s. Cassidy was so popular that he reportedly attracted a fan club bigger than those of Elvis and the Beatles.
Wow.
He performed in concerts around the world for decades. In February, Cassidy announced he had been diagnosed with dementia and would be retiring at the end of the year. Yeah, little did he know he was retired permanently by the end of the year.
He didn't know that God had a different plan for his retirement schedule.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I want to focus on what I am, who I am, and how I've been without any distractions, Cassidy told People magazine.
And I also want to remember those things.
I want to love, I want to enjoy life. Katie Cassidy followed her father into the entertainment industry with roles in several hit TV shows, including Gossip Girl and Melrose Place.
Wow.
Isn't that strange that David Cassidy is gone and Shirley Jones still lives?
She's still alive.
Yeah.
How many chicks you think he banged at his fucking height?
Oh, David Cassidy?
Yeah.
Oh, thousands. Thousands, yeah.
You think that literally the fucking functionality got drained out of his nutsack?
Well, the guy lived a life. I've watched a documentary on him.
Yeah.
And that guy literally sold stadiums.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
What does he think? What time does he think he wasted?
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
You think he even knew what he was saying at the end?
I have no idea. No idea.
And if he had dementia, he probably had no concept of time, let alone if it was wasted or not.
Sure.
Probably didn't even know who he was.
So there you are, two notables of the late 60s, early 70s gone.
It was a bad week for famous people. We had two more die, too, didn't we?
I think Della Reese died, didn't she?
Yep, Della Reese dropped dead, too. She was, what is she famous for other than that Touched by an Angel movie?
Well, she did a lot of cameo roles in a lot of different things, but, as far as a consistent acting gig,
no.
I think that Touched by an Angel was probably her most prominent, I think.
Was she old enough to be in, like, silent movies?
No, she wasn't that old.
No. I don't know how old she was, but... And Mel Tillis died?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Mel Tillis dropped dead. Wasn't he that stuttering guy?
Yeah, he was a stuttering guy. He could sing perfect, but when he spoke, he was a stutterer.
Yeah. So now all we got left is what, Stuttering John? Is that all that's left?
I guess.
It's a hell of a downgrade.
Well, look at us as mummies.
There we are.